Many years ago, the world split into two tribes, and in each tribe there were great leaders. Here in the Land tribe, there was a young man. He was tall and thin, and he wore robes made of woven plants and flowers. He had long dark hair. He was wise and peaceful, and wanted nothing but the best for his people. This man's name was Terra. Over here in the Oceanic tribe, their leader was a young woman. Big and broad, she wore flowing, elegant attire which seemed to seep into the ground. She had streaming silver shiny hair. She was unpredictable and reckless. Her name was Mare. The two tribes have been in battle for a millennium. Each year, thousands of tribe members die. Once a tribe member from either party dies in the field, it's said that they are re-birthed as a sea creature or land animal in their jurisdiction. Terra and Mare had never met each other, but were born into enemies, trained and taught in every fighting style their tribes could offer. One day there was word that Mare was creating an elite special force team that was going to end this war forever. Terra, hearing news of this, decides to do the same. One stormy grey night, the battlefields were a muddy, monstrous mess, and the limited vision made it hard to see the enemy. But that did not stop the two tribes, now being led by their leaders in one final attack. They marched and marched until Mare and Terra were about 20 meters away from each other, and all at once both leaders yelled, "Charge!" and hundreds of soldiers all around the land began to fight. The swinging of swords and the twang of an arrow, nowhere was safe. After many days of fighting, the rain stopped, and the shimmering, shiny sun came out. Taking this as a sign of peace and break, both tribes went to go count their dead. But when they got to the bodies, they could see that the mud in the ground mixed from the water from the sky had sunk the corpses from the Land tribe underground and had decomposed into small yellow grains that they would call sand, all around the land, almost making shapes. It was beautiful, and the rain had filled the gaps with widespread water all around, as far as the eye could see. Seeing this beauty and tranquility, Terra and Mare met on the bank of the water and made peace, and decided once and for all that they would both lay rest. Many years went past, and the Land tribe was filled with animals, trees, and mountains, growing, blooming, and living together. But the sea was rowdy, rough, and ruthless. Although Mare and Terra made peace, the sea was still not happy, that there was more land than sea, so she decided to make it that at different times big walls of water would splash down on the land. These would be called waves, and by the end of the day the sea would slowly creep up onto the land, covering the sand, and by morning they would have to creep back, not to make it obvious to the land. This happened every day. This would be called the tide. Mare was finally happy, and the two tribes both at peace, and the ocean became still.
Hey, amici! Allegria! Tarantella, tarantella, tarantella! Sempre quella, sempre bella! Ciao amore! Saluti!